Today we will be starting with environmental law and convention. So what is an environment? So environment is the surroundings. It is the natural surrounding. It can be living, it can be non-living, it can be biotic, that is the living, abiotic, that is non-living. So that comprises the environment. Now we'll begin with environmental law. So environmental law means the laws that regulate the impact of human activities on the environment. Environmental law covers a broad range of activities that affect air, water, land, flora, or fauna. So it includes laws that relate to protection of animals and plants, planning for the use and development of land, mining, exploration and extractive industries, forestry, pollution, fisheries, land and fire management, agriculture and farming, waste management, climate change and emissions, water resource management, chemical and pesticides, weeds and invasive species. Now weeds ki hoy? Baki bilak buji paise sake, but what are weeds? Weeds are some plants which can grow rapidly. Suppose we are growing some kind of crops, and along with it some weeds are just the wild plants who can spread rapidly. They can spread rapidly. And invasive species কি হয়, normal যোনবিলাক species থাকে তাতে যদি কিবা বেলেগ বাহিৰৰ পৰা species আহি যায় তেতিয়া কি হয়, invasive species means they did a invasion, which is, it can be good, it can be bad. Now, marine life, conservation of natural and cultural heritage. So, the general functions of most environmental laws are to set offences and penalties for causing harm to environment which is not authorized. So, jikono manue বা যিকোনো industry by any outlet, if it is causing any kind of offense, then penalty is to be imposed. Then access control or stop certain activities such as land use and development before they are carried out. Set policies and standards for how activities will be controlled and how environmental decisions and approvals will be made. So কিছুমান policies বনাব লাগে আৰু কিছুমান standards set up কৰি দিয়ে so that people can follow the guidelines. কাৰণ যদি কোনো policy নাথাকে, কোনো standard নাথাকে, people will not know. So then enable the members of the public to take part in environmental decision making. So আৰু যোনবিলাক মানুহে environmental কথা জানে, বুজে, so they should be made a part of environmental decisions. যেতিয়া যিকোনো ধৰণৰ ডিসিশন লোৱা হয়, ডিসিশন মেকিঙত পাব্লিককো ইনভলভ কৰিব লাগে so that public opinion এটা but nowadays we can also see that by radio or by TV or by internet, people are actively taking part in the decision of the government. Then create regulatory structures for environmental management such as regulatory agencies, create specialist courts and tribunals. So what is an environmental treaty or protocol? An environmental protocol is a type of international law, an intergovernmental document intended as legally binding with a primary stated purpose for preventing or managing human impacts on natural resources. So আমি এতিয়া দেখা পাই আছো আমাৰ ওচৰত কি হৈছে, there certain deaths are taking place due to COVID বা due to pollution, due to climate change. There is lot of hue and cry, কিন্তু কি হৈছে ultimately that might lead to death. So environmental কি হৈছে protocol বিলাক আমি follow কৰা নাই, বা we have extracted the natural resources ইমান বেছি, মানে extraction মানে এতিয়া হেৰি হৈ গৈছে, এইটো exploitation হৈ গৈছে, extraction নহয়. So we are facing the consequences now. Now, what is an environmental policy? Environmental policy refers to the commitment of an organization to the laws, regulations, and other policy mechanisms concerning environmental issues and sustainability. So, this is the timeline of environmental treaties. You can see the devastation, how it is causing sewage pollution. Now we will see the treaties one by one. Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of Sea by Oil 1962, seeking to prevent ocean pollution by oil discharge from ships. This pact limits discharges of oil contaminated waste It allows exceptions for discharges with low levels of oil contamination and for tankers that discharge only a small percentage of their total cargo carrying capacity or released oil contaminated ballast more than 80 kilometers from the nearest land. Although later pacts would be more stringent in the context of its time, this agreement represents a significant international commitment to reduce oil pollution from ocean-going vessels. So this is a healthy wetland. Now there is a Ramsar convention. Ramsar convention কি কৰে এই wetland বিলাক protect কৰাৰ কিছুমান guidelines দিয়া হৈছিলে. The Convention on Wetlands signed in Ramsar, Iran provides a framework for national action and international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. So it took place in 1971. Eventually, there will be 158 contracting parties to the convention and 1,743 protected wetland sites totaling 161 million hectares designated for inclusion in the Ramsar list of wetlands of international importance. MARPOL in 1973, MARPOL Convention is a major international pact to prevent pollution in the marine environment. Eto marine environment to ki hoy? It is covered by water but in the saline condition from operational or accidental causes by ships. The International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL, signed at the International Maritime Organization, addresses oil pollution but also covers pollution from chemicals, packaged harmful substances, sewage, and garbage. The pact will be updated substantially by 1978 protocol at a conference held in response to a series of tanker accidents in 1976 and 1977. In the 21st century, MARPOL will remain a dynamic agreement regularly updated by documents called annexes. Now, CITES, that is protocol for trade. You can see yate bags, watch, শু এইবিলাক দিয়া আছে তো আমি কেনেকে wild animals বা wild varieties আমি trade কৰিব পাৰো. So that is CITES 1973, the Convention on the International Trade on Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, one of the earliest international agreements addressing the plight of endangered species, is adopted in Washington. With the United States one of the 21 original signatories, more than 170 nations will become parties to CITES. The convention protects at-risk species through restrictions on commerce, its control on international trade in species in danger of extinction relies on signatory nations adopting and enforcing export and import restrictions. CITES allow for trade in listed species if such trade is not detrimental to a species survival. এটা কি হয় CITES মানে trade কৰিব পাৰো but it should be regulated. যেনেকে তেনেকে trade কৰা বা illegal trade কৰা, that is not allowed under CITES. You can go for trade, but we should see the detrimental effects. Now, this is industrial pollution. So we can see the transboundary air pollution in 1979. Transboundary কিয় কোৱা হয় air pollution যদি আমি air consider কৰো air ৰ কোনো boundary নাথাকে. So it is called it is taken as transboundary air pollution in 1979. This agreement encourages scientific collaboration and policy negotiation to target air pollution that spreads from its source into the atmosphere. It will be extended by 8 protocols that identify specific measures to cut emissions of air pollutants. The aim of the convention, which in 2008 will have 51 parties, it is to limit and gradually reduce and prevent air pollution, especially long-range air pollution that crosses national borders. Parties to the convention commit to developing policies and strategies on information exchange, consultation, research, and monitoring to combat the discharge of air pollutants. Then transboundary pollution. Transboundary pollution ki hoy? Transboundary pollution is the pollution that originates in one country but is able to cause damage in another country's environment. মই ক'লো transboundary to কি হয় এটা জাগাত ৰখি নাথাকে, it can travel by crossing borders through pathways like air or water. Pollution can be transported across hundreds and even thousands of kilometers. Now, next comes Montreal Protocol in 1987. The Montreal Protocol on substances that delete the ozone layer calls for phasing out production and consumption of compounds that deplete ozone in the stratosphere, such as chlorofluorocarbons, halogens, carbon tetrachloride, methyl chloroform. This will be accomplished in 2000 for most of the listed substances and in 2004 for methyl chloroform. The agreement, eventually ratified by 191 countries, will help cut production of ozone-depleting chemicals from more than 1,008 million metric tons in 1987 to 83,000 metric tons at the end of 2005. Now, hazardous waste. Hazardous waste, the waste which can cause hazards such as hospital waste, sea waste, from waste from petroleum, everything, then electronic waste, all this comes under hazardous waste. So we will see it in Basel Convention. The Basel Convention on the control of transboundary movements of hazardous waste and their disposal is the world's most comprehensive pact on hazardous waste. Its 170 signatories aim to protect human health and environment from adverse effects of generation, management, shipment, and disposal of hazardous waste. So in the late 1980s, when regulations in industrialized countries increased the cost of hazardous waste disposal, so-called toxic traders began shipping hazardous waste to developing countries. So কি হল, যেতিয়া তোমাৰ developed nation বিলাকত basic waste জমা হৈ গল, সিহঁতে কি কৰিলে লাহে ধীৰে বস্তুবিলাক আৰু সিহঁতৰ মানে waste বিলাক যেতিয়া dispose কৰা সিহঁতৰ কাৰণে problem হৈ গল, কাৰণ dispose কৰিব it will become very expensive. So তাহাঁতে কি কৰিলে, যোনবিলাক developing countries এইবিলাকত বিক্ৰী কৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিলে at a very low cost, such as tires বা পুৰণা ship, পুৰণা গাড়ী, এইবিলাক বস্তু কি কৰিলে চেল কৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিলে। আৰু আমাৰ ইয়াতে মানুহে গম নাপায়, ভাবিছে অলপ কমত পাইছো কিনি লওঁ, গাড়ী এটা পাইছো। So they have started purchasing it without knowing the impact, যে আমি কাক চেল কৰিম, আমিতো কাকো চেল কৰিব নোৱাৰো। আমাৰ পৰা কোনে কিনিব এই second hand, third hand গাড়ীবিলাক? এই same problem we are going to face. So it's 170 signatories aim to protect human health and environment from adverse effects. Now, international outrage about this practice led to drafting and adoption of this convention. This is called Basel Convention, enacted in 1989. Now, biological diversity, as we can see in this slide, Convention on Biological Diversity. This agreement, adopted in 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is part of a comprehensive strategy for sustainable development, meeting the needs of the current generation of human beings while ensuring a healthy and viable world for future generations. Convention on Biological Diversity 1992. In this impact, most of the world's governments commit to maintaining the world's ecological underpinnings while pursuing economic development. The convention sets three main goals: conservation of biological diversity, sustainable use of plant and animal species, and equitable sharing of benefits from the use of genetic resources. Then UNFCCC, then UN Framework Convention on Climate Change 1992. This convention, another initiative from 1992, Earth Summit, sets an overall framework for intergovernmental efforts to meet the challenge of climate change. It recognizes the climate system is a shared resource for whose stability can be affected by emissions of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The convention enjoys near universal membership and it has 192 signatories. Countries agree to collect and share data on greenhouse gas emissions, national policies, and best practices, launch national strategies for addressing emissions, and cooperate in preparing for adaptation to the effects of climate. Then effects of industrial accident. যেটা industrial accident হয়, so there is some convention in 1992. The Convention on the Transboundary Effects of Industrial Accident aims to protect human health and the environment from industrial accidents by preventing them to the extent possible, reducing their frequency and severity, and mitigating their effects. Parties its parties pledge cooperation to prevent, prepare for, respond to industrial accidents that can have international effects. The pact also encourages international cooperation on emergency responses, research and development, and sharing of information and technology. Then UN Convention on Combat Desertification. Desertification is a term used to describe area which was not earlier, which was earlier not a desert, but due to human activities, due to anthropogenic activities, the area is slightly getting converted to a desert-like area. It is called desertification. Desertification was a major concern in the 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The UN Environment Program concluded in 1991 that land degradation in arid, semi-arid, and dry subhumid areas has intensified, although there were local examples of success. The conference recommended an integrated approach that promoted sustainable development at the community level and called for a UN committee to draft an international agreement to advance that goal. The result is the UN Convention to Combat Desertification in those countries experiencing serious drought and or desertification, particularly in Africa. Now you can see the this is how greenhouse, what are the greenhouse gases? SF6, CO2, CH4 and nitrous oxide, perfluorocarbons, hydrofluorocarbons. Then we'll begin with Kyoto Protocol. This is very important, students. Kyoto Protocol. To the Kyoto Protocol and amendment to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change commit to reducing their emissions of 6 greenhouse gases or engage in emissions trading if they maintain or increase emissions of these gases which are linked to global warming. The United States is not a party to this protocol but continues to pursue reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, fund research on climate change, and promote alternative energy sources in developed and developing nations. It also leads several international partnerships leading to the Asia Pacific Partnership on Clean Development and Climate to address global warming. Then we can see the আমি আগৰ স্লাইডত যোনটো দেখিছো 6 greenhouse gases, that is carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, nitrous oxide, N2O, hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs, perfluorocarbons, PFCs, and superhexafluoride, SF6. Now, Philippine laws on environmental protection. So, Philippine laws বিলাক কি হয় আমি চাওঁ. By the Presidential Decree in 1151, Philippine Environmental Policy governs the general policies on the pursuits of better quality of life for the present and future generation and mandates undertaking the environmental impact assessments for all projects which may significantly affect the environment. Then Presidential Decree 191152, Philippine Environment Code, purpose to maintain such levels of air quality as to protect public health and to prevent to the greatest extent practicable injury and or damage to plant and animal life and property and promote the social and economic development of the country. Then Forestry Reform Code, you can see the policies. In section 2, the state hereby adopts the following policies: the multiple uses of forest land shall be oriented to the development and progress requirements of the country, the advancement of science and technology, and the public welfare. Land classification and survey shall be systemized and hastened. The establishment of wood processing plants shall be encouraged and rationalized. The protection, development, and rehabilitation of forest land shall be emphasized so as to ensure their continuity in productive condition. Forest protection, protection of all resources, all measures shall be taken to protect the forest resources from destruction, impairment, and depletion. Water Code of the Philippines. The code covers underground water, water above the ground, water and in the atmosphere, and waters of the sea within the territorial jurisdiction of the Philippines. Water Code has the following objectives: to establish the basic principles and framework relating to the appropriation, control, and conservation of water resources to achieve the optimum development and rational utilization of these resources, to define the extent of the rights and obligations of water users and owners, including the protection and regulation of such rights, to adopt a basic law governing the ownership, appropriation, utilization, exploitation, development, conservation, and regulation of such rights, to identify the administrative agencies which will enforce the law. Now, Presidential Decree 984, National Pollution Control Decree of 1976. Now, prohibitions: no person shall throw, run, drain, or otherwise dispose any of the water, air, and or land resources of the Philippines, or cause permits suffer to be thrown, run, drain, allow to sweep, seep, or otherwise dispose thereto any organic or inorganic matter or any substance in gaseous or liquid form that shall cause pollution thereof. So, jikono bostu, nobody can cause pollution in Philippines. No person shall perform any of the following activities without first securing a permit from the Commission for the discharge of all industrial waste and other waste which could cause pollution. The construction, installation, modification, or operation of any sewage works or any extension or addition thereto, the increase in volume or strength of any waste in excess of the permissive discharge specified under any existing permit, the construction, installation, or operation of any industrial or commercial establishments, or any extension or modification thereof or addition thereto, the operation of which could cause an increase in the discharge of waste directly into the water, air, and or land resources of the Philippines, or would otherwise alter their physical, chemical, or biological properties in any manner not already lawfully authorized. Now we can see the Republic Act 9175. So যেনেকে তোমাৰ environment কি হয়, মই যেনেকে সুধিছো যে environment কি হয়, it is the surrounding, আৰু environmental এই যে বস্তুবিলাক মই পঢ়াই আছো, কিয় পঢ়াই আছো, কাৰণ কি হৈছে তোমাৰ UPSC বা APSC চিলেবাছত যেতিয়া পৰীক্ষাৰ কুৱেশ্যন পেপাৰত আহি আছে 4-5 ইয়াৰ্ছ ধৰি বস্তুবিলাক 20-25 মাৰ্কছৰ বস্তু খালি এনভাইৰনমেণ্টৰ পৰা দিয়া হয়। ডেট ইজ ৱাই দিছ থিংছ আৰ ইনক্লুডেড। আৰু এনভাইৰনমেণ্টৰ কিছুমান বেচিক পাৰ্টছ আছে, যেনেকে তোমাৰ চিলেবাছটো খুলি চালে গম পাবা যে এনভাইৰনমেণ্টেল চায়েন্স, দেন দেৰ আৰ চাৰ্টিন চেপ্টাৰ্ছ অন ইকলজি, বায়োডাইভাৰ্চিটি, পলিউশ্যন, দেন তোমাৰ হেজাৰ্ডাছ ৱেষ্ট, ছলিড ৱেষ্ট মেনেজমেণ্ট, এনভাইৰনমেণ্টেল ইম্পেক্ট এছেছমেণ্ট, এইবিলাক কিছুমান বস্তু চিলেবাছত আছে, কিন্তু সেই কথাখিনি মানে অলৰেডি বেলেগ ক্লাছত কোৱা হৈছে, কিন্তু এই ক্লাছটোত কোৱা হোৱা নাই কাৰণে মই অলপমান ডেছক্ৰিপশ্যন দিবলৈ বিচাৰিছোঁ। চ' এই নাও এনভাইৰনমেণ্ট মই ক'লোৱে এনভাইৰনমেণ্টৰ কিছুমান ফেক্টৰ্ছ থাকে কিছুমান there is a positive the effects there are negative effects there are different factors such as biotic factors abiotic factors biotic factors are the living factors abiotic factors are the non-living factors now there is the environment has been categorized into physical environment biological environment physical environment to ki hoy that is the abiotic environment non-living that is land air water all this comprises the physical environment biological environment to ki hoy biotic animal plants man all these are under biological environment now there are some environment factors direct factors indirect factors climatic aerial factors biotic factors edaphic factors the direct factors include climatic or aerial factors climatic factors এতিয়া কি হয় light temperature humidity atmosphere rainfall all this comes under climatic factors biotic factors are the plant and animals indirect factors are under কি থাকে edaphic factors such as the soil to আমি edaphic factors বুলি কওঁ physiographic topographic factors altitudes exposure of slopes steepness of the slopes all this comes under uh, the factors of the environment now why environment is essential ki kyo ami environment and why the awareness is essential so to promote environmental education through existing educational research institutions scientific to ensure training and manpower development for environment education to facilitate development of education training materials and aids in the formal education sector আৰু কি হয় to mobilize people's participation for preservation and conservation by environment to promote environmental awareness among all sections of the society. Now, next we can discuss about the ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? Human beings live upon a giant ecosystem where abiotic and biotic components are constantly acting and reaching upon each other and bringing forth structural and functional changes to it. Now, an ecosystem can be defined as a structural and functional unit of biosphere or segment of nature consisting of community of living beings and physical environment both interacting and exchanging materials between them. There can be different types of ecosystem, natural ecosystem, artificial ecosystem, pond ecosystem, grassland ecosystem. So as I have told you, environmental factors are there. There can be renewable resources, there can be non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are vegetable, plant, tree, numerous trees in a forest can grow again and again after getting destroyed. Non-renewable resources are the fossil fuels. There are some artificial resources such as plastics and many other chemical products are ultimately derived from the natural resources. Producer gas is also an artificial resource. There can be forest resources. আৰু কি থাকে next is the biodiversity. Biodiversity কি হয় that is the diversity of organisms present in the planet which is essential. Then types of biodiversity. So biodiversity is considered as variety and variability among living organisms as well as ecological complexes in which they inhabited. Then types of biodiversity, genetic diversity, species diversity, community, ecosystem diversity, measuring biodiversity. There can be alpha diversity. Alpha diversity means this diversity comes closest to the popular concept of species richness and can be used to compare the number of species in different ecosystem types. Beta diversity is high, for example, if the species composition of most communities changes at successively higher elevations on a mountain slope but is low if the same species occupy the whole mountain side. There can be gamma diversity, that is the species turnover rate. It can be calculated by different types of indexes such as Simpson diversity index. Now uses of biodiversity. Biodiversity কিয় important হয় আৰু আমাৰ কি uses? There can be aesthetic and cultural benefits. It can be used for drugs and medicines, provision of food security, prevention and mitigation of natural disaster, ecosystem services. Now, there are certain hotspots of biodiversity such as Western Ghats, Eastern Himalayas. Now, what we can do, we can, if the somehow the biodiversity is under threat, we can go for conservation of biodiversity in situ and ex situ diversity. In situ biodiversity, it can be sacred groves and sacred lakes, biosphere reserves, national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Biosphere reserves are under কি থাকে terrestrial and marine biodiversity. Ex situ to কি হয় sacred plant, home gardens, seed banks, field gene banks and cryopreservation, botanical gardens, arboretum, zoological gardens and aquarium. So in situ conservation to কি হয়? The conservation, it is done in the habitat of the organism. Ex situ conservation to কি হয়? Organism to বাহিৰত লৈ যোৱা হয়. It is taken away from the natural habitat and then conservation is done. Now there are many different types of bioreserves in our country. There are national parks, wildlife sanctuaries where organisms are conserved. Now there are many endangered and threatened species in our country. Certain plants are also threatened. Certain animals are also threatened. So endangered animal species in India, it can be categorized as rare species, endangered species, threatened species. So different type of তোমাৰ project to লোৱা হৈছে, project tiger, project elephant, all these are undertaken. Now we will discuss about some natural hazards. Natural hazards গম পাই what are hazard? Hazard means some kind of destruction or massive change in the geological condition of the earth. যোনটো আমি ইয়াতে নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ মানুহে আমি গম পাই ফ্লাড আৰু আৰ্থকুৱেকটো আমি ভালকে জানো, দিজ আৰ দ্য নেচাৰেল হেজাৰ্ডছ। এভৰি ইয়াৰ আমি চাফাৰ কৰোঁ এইবিলাকৰ কাৰণে। So man can also cause hazards such as soil erosion. Soil erosion কি হয়? Anthropogenic causes or কারণে হয়। There can be volcanic eruption. There can be earthquakes. There can be landslides. There can be cyclones. So volcanic eruption to কি হয়? There are different types of volcanoes depending on the mode of eruption and the period of eruption and the nature of activities it does. There can be extinct volcanoes, there can be active volcanoes, there can be dormant volcanoes. So landslides, what are landslides? Movement of rock waste analog down the hill slope is called mass movement of rock waste. The sliding of this gravitational force but mass movements is accelerated by the presence of water, air, etc. Types of landslides, it can be slow flow landslides, rapid flow landslides, sliding landslides, subsidence landslides. Now, there can be cyclones. Generally cyclones, tropical cyclones se ami study koru. Tropical cyclone representing a closed low pressure system, generally having a diameter of about 650 kilometers, counterclockwise and clockwise air circulation in the northern and southern hemisphere. Cyclones are extremely strong and devastating winds that blow with extremely high rotation. It swirls around a calm area lying in the center of the storm, also known as eye of the cyclone. The swirling area may spread over an area of many square kilometers. Types of tropical cyclones. There can be tropical weak cyclones, there can be so strong cyclones. Characteristics of tropical cyclones, causes of cyclones, heavy rainfall. The causes of cyclones are heavy rainfall, few hundred millimeter per day, a high wind velocity about 175 to 400 kilometer per hour, high tidal surge of 5 to 10 meter or more height, very low atmospheric pressure, unusual rise in sea water due to strong gusty winds in the sea surface. Now, tsunamis, there are different types of two different types of tsunamis, distant tsunami and local tsunami. So, what is tsunami? The term tsunami comes from the Japanese language meaning harbor, and wave means nami. The tsunami is generated when the seafloor abruptly deforms and vertically displaces the overlying water. It is the wave disturbance that rapidly displaces a large mass of water like an undersea earthquake, volcanic eruption, or submarine landslide. Now, coming back to these slides, the rest of the slides, that is the Republic Act 9175, Declaration of Policy. It is the policy of the state consistent with the Constitution to conserve, develop, and protect the forest resources under sustainable management. The state shall therefore regulate the ownership, possession, state sale, transfer, i- importation, and other use of chainsaws to prevent them from being used in illegal logging or unauthorized clearing of forests. Now, Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. Segregation and collection of solid waste shall be conducted at the barangay level, specifically for biodegradable, compostable, and reusable waste, provided that the collection of non-recyclable materials and special waste shall be the responsibility of the municipality or city. Republic Act number 18749, Declaration of Principles. As we can see, মই এখানে আরো নকল, just if you want you can take a picture. This principle খিনি লিখা আছে। Republic Act number 8485. You can take a picture. Philippine Mining Act of 1995, Declaration of Policy, all mineral resources in public and private lands within the territory and exclusive economic zone of the Republic of the Philippines are owned by the state. It shall be the responsibility of the state to promote their rational exploration, development, utilization, and conservation through the combined efforts of the government and the private sector in order to enhance national growth in a way that effectively safeguards the environment and protect the rights of affected communities. Now, reflection, we can see Eco Log number 1, Eco Log number 2. Which of the environmental treaties mentioned do you think is the most important and why? Which of the Philippine laws of environmental protection is the most significant for tropical rainforest biomes, animal welfare? Now, these are some of the references. Now, we can begin with some convention. So, what is a convention? Convention ki hoy? It is a meeting or formally assembly of representatives or delegates for discussion and action on particular matters. Of common concern, the need for biological environmental convention, protection of environment, promotion of sustainable development. Terms protocol, agreement, treaty. A legally binding official written agreement establishes rights and obligations between each party. Now there comes a ratification. The state indicates its consent to be bound to a treaty to enact the necessary legislation to give domestic effect to that treaty. Universal ratification. 197 parties. List of conventions. In 1971, Ramsar Convention. 1972, UN Conference on Human Environment. Stockholm. 1973, Washington Convention. 1985, Vienna Convention. 1989, Basel Convention. 1992, UN Conference on Environment and Development. Earth Summit, Diversity Convention. Nairobi UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, New York. 1990, Rotterdam Convention. 2001, Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants. In 2002, the World Summit on Sustainable Development, Johannesburg. 2012, United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, Rio. 2016, Paris Agreement. So Ramsar Convention to আগতেও দেখিছো ইয়াতে আমি কিছুমান important points discuss কৰিছো, but students before we go on to the next slide মই কিছুমান questions discuss কৰিব বিচাৰিছো যে এইবিলাক from environmental point of view এই questions বিলাক important হয়. So consider the following statements regarding the Montreal Protocol. So answer will be D. 1, 2 and 3, all the 3 are correct. So next ইয়াতে দিয়া আছে তাৰ অপশনস বিলাক পিছফালে আছে আপোনালোকে এটো চাই লব পাৰে. So answer will be C. Now next is the which one of the following was launched in 1973? Any idea? It is Project Tiger. It was launched in 1973. Now carbon dioxide content in the Earth's atmosphere is currently around 400 parts per million. It is estimated that before 1500 AD, carbon dioxide content in Earth's atmosphere was between 2000 and 3000 parts per million. Which of the following greatly contributed to this change in the so answer will be Industrial Revolution. So what is the main aim of UNFCCC? The main aim, the answer will be A, stabilization of greenhouse gas. So when did Washington Convention happen? It took place in 1973. The full form of ENMOD, answer will be Environmental Modification Convention. So for the conservation of migratory species of wild animals, which convention took place? Bonn Convention. Which convention came into existence for the use of transboundary water courses? That is the Helsinki Convention. Option number C. Then consider the following statement related to consultative group for international agriculture. So which of the following conventions provides the framework for national action and international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources? That is the option D, Ramsar Convention. Then CITES is an international treaty to prevent species from becoming endangered or extinct because of international trade. Biodiversity is highest in which type of the following forest? That is wet evergreen equatorial forests. Option D. Now we can see the other slides. where petroleum, you can consider the given statements for the first one. Answer number B is correct. 2 and 3 is correct. One of the tasks of PNGRB is to ensure competitive markets for gas. Appeals against the decisions of PNGRB go before the appellate tribunals for electricity. In India, extended producer responsibility was introduced as an important feature in which of the following? It is option C, e-waste management handling and handling rules 2011. Now, as per law, the compensatory afforestation fund management and planning authority exists at both national and state levels. People's participation is mandatory in the compensatory afforestation programs carried out under the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act 2016. So, in this, only uh, first one is correct. So, option A is correct. So, as per the recent amendment to the Indian Forest Act 1927, forest dwellers have the right to fell the bamboos grown in forest areas. As per the Scheduled Tribes and other traditional forest dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006, bamboo is a minor forest produce. The Scheduled Tribes and other traditional forest dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006 allows ownership of minor forest produce to forest dwellers. So option B, 2 and 3 is correct. So the word Denisovan is sometimes mentioned in media in reference to an early human species. So in the context of proposals to the use of hydrogen enriched CNG, HCNG as fuel for buses in public transport, consider the following statements. So 2 and 3 is correct. For option will be B. HCNG is a fuel reduces carbon dioxide and hydrocarbon emissions. Hydrogen up to 1/5 of volume can be blended with CNG as fuel for buses. So which of the following statements are correct about the deposits of methane hydrate? 2 and it will be option B. 2 and 3 is correct. Large deposits of methane hydrate are found in Arctic tundra and under the sea floor. Methane in atmosphere oxidizes to carbon dioxide after a decade or two. So, with reference to genetically modified mustard, GM mustard, developed in India, consider the following statements. So, here option D is correct. All 1, 2, 3 is correct. So, which of the following statements best describes carbon fertilization? So, it will be increased plant growth due to increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Point number A.